Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a truth that many overlook but is essential for your growth and dignity. Why some people will never respect you until you walk away. You see, respect is not something you can demand. It's something you earn through your actions, your boundaries, and your unwavering belief in your worth. Sometimes, the only way for others to truly see your value is when you show them you've had enough, when you walk away from what diminishes your spirit or dishonors your life. Today, I want to speak to you about a truth that many overlook but is vital for your growth, your dignity, and your peace of mind. Why some people will never truly respect you until you walk away. Respect is not something you can force or demand. It's something that is earned through your actions, your boundaries, and your unwavering belief in your worth. All too often, we find ourselves in situations where we accept less than we deserve simply because we fear the unknown or we're afraid of confrontation. But true respect begins with how you see yourself. When you devalue your own worth, others will mirror that perception and treat you accordingly. If you allow people to disrespect you, stay in toxic environments, or accept behaviors that diminish your spirit, you're sending a message that you don't value yourself enough to walk away. The most powerful thing you can do is to turn away from what drains you, what dishonors your integrity, or what no longer aligns with your purpose. Walking away is often misunderstood as weakness when, in reality, it is one of the bravest acts you can take. It takes strength to recognize when a situation is no longer serving you and to have the courage to leave it behind. When you walk away, you communicate that you have standards, that you have boundaries, and that your peace is non-negotiable. It's about understanding that respect is not something you can demand from others. It's something that is demonstrated through your actions. Sometimes, people won't respect you until they see that you're willing to walk away from their nonsense, their disrespect, or their toxicity. The truth is, respect is earned, not demanded, and often the only way for others to truly see your value is when you refuse to settle for less. Walking away signifies that you respect yourself enough to protect your peace and prioritize your well-being. It shows that you understand your worth and that you're not willing to compromise your dignity for temporary comfort or fleeting approval. When you walk away, you open the door for new relationships, new opportunities, and new respect to come into your life. It's a declaration that you're not bound by fear or societal expectations, but guided by your faith, your purpose, and your self-love. Sometimes, the greatest act of faith you can perform is to walk away, trusting that what's meant for you will never pass you by, and that respect will come in the right season at the right time. I want to talk about a profound truth that many people overlook in their journey to self-respect and fulfillment. Why some people will never truly respect you until you walk away. Respect isn't something you can force or demand. It's something that must be earned through your actions, your boundaries, and your unwavering belief in your own worth. When you stay in situations that diminish your value, tolerate disrespect, or accept behaviors that undermine your dignity, you send a message that you don't see yourself as worthy of better. This often leads others to treat you how you allow them to treat you. But real respect begins when you recognize your own value and refuse to accept anything less. Sometimes, the most powerful statement you can make to the world and to yourself is to walk away from what no longer serves your purpose or honors your dignity. Walking away is often misunderstood as a sign of weakness, but in truth, it is one of the bravest acts of strength you can perform. It takes courage to leave behind familiarity, comfort, or even toxic relationships that have become a part of your life. When you walk away, you demonstrate that your peace, your self-respect, and your well-being are non-negotiable. It's a declaration that you understand your worth enough to protect it, even if that means facing the discomfort of change. Respect from others is not something that can be demanded. It's something that is demonstrated through your self-love and your boundaries. When you walk away, you send a clear message that you value yourself enough to refuse to be disrespected or undervalued. This act often prompts people to reevaluate how they treat you because they now see that you are willing to walk away from anything that doesn't align with your dignity. The reality is respect is something that must be earned, not demanded. And sometimes the key to earning respect from others is simply walking away from situations or people who refuse to recognize your worth. It's about understanding that you don't need validation from anyone who disrespects you or diminishes your light. Walking away helps you reclaim your power and shows others that you are serious about your boundaries. It creates space for healthier relationships and opportunities where your value is appreciated. When you choose to walk away, you're not giving up. You're standing up for yourself. You're saying, I deserve better, and trusting that what is meant for you will come in the right season. Sometimes, the act of walking away is the beginning of a new chapter where respect and dignity are the foundation. There is a certain power in knowing that some people will never respect you until you walk away. It's a hard truth that many resist accepting because it feels like giving up or admitting defeat. But in reality, walking away is a sign of strength and self-awareness. When you stay in toxic environments, relationships, or situations that diminish your value, you send a clear message to yourself and others that you're willing to tolerate less than you deserve. Respect isn't something that can be begged for or forced. It's something that is inherently earned through your actions and boundaries. When you recognize that someone's behavior is disrespectful or unworthy of your energy, walking away becomes an act of self-love and a statement that you refuse to be undervalued. Sometimes people only change when they see you're serious about your boundaries. They don't truly respect you until they realize you're willing to walk away from their nonsense. This act of leaving isn't about punishing others. It's about honoring yourself. It's about understanding that your peace and dignity are more important than temporary validation or superficial relationships. When you choose to walk away, you're asserting that your happiness and self-respect come first. You're demonstrating that you value yourself enough to walk away from situations that threaten your well-being. This often prompts others to reconsider how they treat you because they see that you're not desperate for their approval or acceptance. The truth is, respect must be cultivated and protected. It's not something that can be demanded or manipulated. Instead, it's built through your actions, your consistency, and your refusal to settle for less. Walking away is not a sign of weakness. It's one of the most courageous acts you can take. It shows that you're willing to stand up for yourself and that you prioritize your growth over superficial connections. Sometimes, the only way for people to recognize your worth is for you to step back and let go of what no longer serves you. When you do this, you create space for healthier relationships and opportunities where respect is mutual. Walking away is often the first step toward a life where your value is truly recognized and appreciated. So understanding that some people will never respect you until you walk away is a realization that often comes from painful experience. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation or trying to prove your worth through others' approval. However, true respect is not something that can be forced or begged for. It's something that must be earned through your actions, your boundaries, and your self-awareness. When you remain in situations that undermine your dignity or accept treatment that diminishes your value, you inadvertently teach others that such behavior is acceptable. But when you make the conscious choice to walk away from toxic relationships or unfulfilling circumstances, you send a powerful message. You know your worth and refuse to settle for less. Walking away often shocks others into recognizing your strength and boundaries because they realize you're serious about protecting your peace. Many people only change their behavior when they see that you're willing to leave if they continue to disrespect you. It's a common misconception that patience and endurance will eventually earn respect, but the reality is that respect is often a reflection of how you treat yourself. When you walk away, you demonstrate that your well-being and self-respect are non-negotiable. This act of stepping back can serve as a wake-up call for those who take you for granted, highlighting that you value yourself enough not to tolerate mistreatment. Sometimes, people need to see that your capacity to walk away is a sign of your strength, not a weakness. It's a way of asserting that you will not be caught in a cycle of disrespect or emotional abuse just to keep the peace. Walking away also allows space for healthier relationships to develop. When you cling to situations or people who don't respect you, you limit your potential for genuine connection. By choosing to leave what no longer serves your growth, you open the door to new opportunities where respect is mutual and authentic. It's important to recognize that respect is not something that can be demanded. It must be cultivated through your actions and your willingness to prioritize yourself. Walking away is often the first step in that process. It shows that you are serious about your boundaries and that your self-worth is worth defending. When you do this, you establish a standard for how you want to be treated. And in doing so, you inspire others to treat you with the dignity you deserve. Sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is that certain people will never truly respect you, no matter how much you try to earn their approval or prove your worth. This realization often comes after countless efforts to be seen, understood, or valued by those who are unwilling or unable to genuinely respect you. It can be painful to accept that some relationships or situations are inherently unchangeable in this regard. Recognizing this truth requires a level of self-awareness and courage, because it involves acknowledging that staying in such circumstances only diminishes your sense of self-worth. When you understand that respect must be earned and that it is not your job to force it from others, you begin to see that walking away is sometimes the healthiest choice you can make. It's an act of self-preservation and self-respect, signaling that you value yourself enough to step back from what no longer aligns with your dignity. Many people only start to respect you when they see that you are willing to walk away from their disrespect. They often take your presence and patience for granted until they realize that your boundaries are non-negotiable. This can be a wake-up call for those who have underestimated your strength or dismissed your feelings. Walking away in these moments is not about punishing others. It's about asserting your worth and showing that you won't accept less than you deserve. It's a powerful statement that you prioritize your well-being over temporary validation or superficial approval. When you leave a toxic environment or disconnect from someone who disrespects you, you set a standard for how you expect to be treated. You send a clear message that your respect for yourself is more important than maintaining the status quo of unhealthy relationships. Walking away also creates space for healthier connections to enter your life. When you persist in situations where you're not valued, you risk becoming trapped in cycles of disappointment and frustration. Choosing to leave allows you to focus on relationships and environments that nurture your growth and recognize your worth. Respect is not something that can be demanded. It must be cultivated through actions, boundaries, and self-love. By walking away, you show that you are willing to prioritize your mental and emotional health over accommodating others' disrespectful behaviors. This act of bravery often prompts others to reflect on how they treat you, encouraging them to meet you with the respect you've demonstrated you deserve. Ultimately, walking away is a vital step toward establishing a life where your value is acknowledged and honored. Realizing that some people will never respect you can be a difficult but necessary truth to accept. It often comes after numerous attempts to gain approval or prove your worth, only to face repeated dismissiveness or disrespect. This realization can be painful because it challenges your hope that others will see your value and treat you accordingly. However, understanding that respect is something you cannot force from others shifts your focus inward. Instead of trying to change their behavior, you begin to prioritize your own well-being by recognizing when a situation or relationship is no longer serving your growth. Walking away becomes not just an option, but a vital act of self-love and self-respect, signaling that you refuse to accept anything less than the dignity you deserve. Sometimes, people only start to respect you when they see that you are willing to walk away from their disrespect. It's a clear message that your boundaries are firm and that you value yourself enough not to tolerate mistreatment. This can be a wake-up call for those who have taken your patience for granted or dismissed your feelings. When you choose to leave, you demonstrate strength and independence, showing others that your respect for yourself is non-negotiable. It's not about revenge or punishing anyone. Rather, it's about protecting your mental and emotional health. Walking away sends a powerful signal that you recognize your worth and expect others to do the same, ultimately encouraging more respectful interactions. Making the decision to walk away also opens the door for healthier relationships to develop. Clinging to toxic environments or unworthy connections often stifles your growth and happiness. When you leave behind those who do not respect you, you create space for people and situations that genuinely value and uplift you. Respect cannot be demanded. It must be cultivated through mutual understanding and boundaries. Walking away shows that you are willing to prioritize your peace over superficial validation. It's an act of asserting your boundaries and making it clear that your worth is not up for negotiation. In the long run, this helps you attract relationships where respect is genuine and reciprocal. Ultimately, the act of walking away is a reflection of your self-awareness and strength. It's an acknowledgement that your self-worth is more important than placating others or staying in environments that diminish you. By choosing to leave, you set a standard for how you want to be treated and inspire others to treat you with the dignity you deserve. Respect is a fundamental aspect of healthy relationships, and sometimes the only way to ensure it is to walk away from what doesn't honor you. This decision can be transformative, paving the way for a more authentic and respectful life. Understanding that some people will never respect you can be a profound realization that often comes after repeated disappointments and unmet expectations. It's difficult to accept that no matter how much effort you put in or how much you try to communicate your boundaries, certain individuals remain dismissive or dismiss their respect altogether. This understanding can be painful because it challenges your innate desire for connection and validation. However, recognizing this truth is essential for your emotional health and growth. It allows you to stop wasting energy on people who do not see your worth and instead focus on nurturing relationships that are based on mutual respect and understanding. Sometimes, people only start to respect you when they realize you are willing to walk away from their disrespect. It's a harsh but often effective lesson in boundaries. When you show that you will no longer tolerate mistreatment, others may be forced to reevaluate their behavior. This act of walking away is not about revenge or punishment. It's about asserting your self-worth and sending a clear message that you deserve to be treated with dignity. It's a powerful demonstration of self-respect that often prompts others to mirror that respect back to you. By leaving behind toxic environments or unworthy relationships, you reinforce your commitment to your own well-being and set a standard for how you expect to be treated. Making the choice to walk away also opens the door for healthier, more fulfilling relationships to take their place. Clinging to situations where you're disrespected can drain your energy and diminish your confidence. When you decide to leave, you create space for connections that genuinely honor your value and support your growth. Respect cannot be demanded or forced. It must be built on genuine mutual understanding. Walking away shows that you prioritize your mental and emotional health over temporary validation from those who do not appreciate you. It's an act of self-empowerment that ultimately attracts more respectful and authentic relationships into your life. This process of walking away is also a form of self-preservation. It's about recognizing that you deserve more than superficial or dismissive treatment. By choosing to leave, you reinforce your boundaries and demonstrate that your self-worth is non-negotiable. Over time, this attitude can inspire others to treat you with the respect you have shown yourself. Respect is a fundamental component of healthy interactions. And sometimes the only way to ensure it's present is to walk away from what no longer aligns with your values. Ultimately, this act signifies strength and an unwavering belief in your own dignity, paving the way for a more respectful and fulfilling life.